Hi, I'm Calvin Doren, an application engineer with Ansys Government Initiatives, and today I'm excited to be able to announce the PySTK release with this most recent version of STK. PySTK is part of an overall PyAnsys initiative throughout Ansys to create native Pythonic APIs for all of our tools that follow very similar naming convention and provide a seamless experience for users to be able to use not just one tool but many Ansys tools within the same Python environment. While many users will know that we've had a Python API for quite some time, that API was actually adapted from originally a C# API using .NET. So it wasn't able to specifically integrate with Python libraries or be as flexible as we'd like to build something that's truly Pythonic in naming as well as an integration with the native libraries. So PySTK represents our first step in that direction, and we're really excited about it. You can see I'm here at stk.docs.pyansys.com, and there's all the information and documentation you could need here to be able to use the API. There's a getting started guide here that will walk you through what PySTK is, what the prerequisites are, as well as the installation process, which is very simple and just as easy as it previously was, where you can download a wheel file or you can actually install directly from PyPi as well. So once that's installed in your local environment, you have everything that you need, assuming you have STK installed, to be able to use the API. Now here in the user guide, you'll see that we have different initialization options. This is something that's common with the old API as well. You can see you can use Windows, Linux, or even Jupyter Notebook initialization. And you also have the option for desktop, STK Engine No Graphics, or STK Runtime. STK Engine can also run natively in the Jupyter Notebook and provide you with 3D and 2D widgets that represent the globe, as well as the 2D map right there in your Jupyter Notebook, and we have examples of that as well. As well as we have some really good examples of some of the new Python integrations that we have. So for example, if we go to data analysis, I'll see that first NumPy arrays can be pulled natively out of the API. So this is an example of pulling data providers for a flight profile, and on that dataset object that you get back from the data provider call, you'll see there's a method that just says toNumPy array. So you can natively pull data straight into a NumPy array. You'll see the same thing here if I look at pandas off of that datasets object that you get, you'll see there's a toPandas data frame method. So you can pull data directly into a pandas data frame. This is what's so nice about having a Python specific API for STK. Now, while folks have been using the previous API for quite some time, we recognize you may want to start using this new Python API that's Python specific. We have created a migration guide and a migration tool that allows you to do that natural translation between the two APIs. You'll see there's this migration assistant here. What the migration assistant allows you to do is run previous scripts that use the old API. It will record the commands that actually get sent through the object model in that script. And then it's actually able to provide you with a new version of that script that uses the STK PyAnsys or PySTK API. As with any other API, as you'd expect, we have a lot of different documentation. We have code snippets here, similar to the old API, that allow you to have very specific focused examples of how to accomplish certain tasks. Additionally, we have the API reference. So this API reference allows you to tree your way all the way through the API in order to get to any specific method or object or property that you want to investigate. It's all documented here in the tree. And then we also have examples. So these examples are different workflows that you might want to undertake. Here's one with a Lambert transfer. You can see you can download this example as a Python script, as a Jupyter Notebook, or as a PDF document. There's a lot of different ways in order to interact with these examples. But you'll see what these examples show you is in a Jupyter Notebook configuration, what it looks like to actually embed the 3D graphics and 2D graphics windows from STK using Tkinter into a Jupyter Notebook. Just to re-emphasize that PySTK is actually part of a much broader initiative called PyAnsys. If I go here into PyAnsys, you'll see that we have native Python APIs for the vast majority of Ansys tools now, and they follow a consistent naming convention throughout the APIs. So the intention here is that if you're an STK user and you have the need to bring in analysis from some of Ansys's multi-physics tools, you're able to do that within the same API environment. So thank you for watching the presentation, and I hope you enjoy PySTK.